This is episode 3 of Bev's Panthers. I am the Junior Panther of the Month for March, and today I am interviewing Mr. Smith, who is the Teacher of the Month for March. So, Mr. Smith, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm probably the oldest person on the faculty right now, or maybe the second. I'm 70.
70.
Yeah.
70 years young.
Yeah. But I haven't been at Beverly High all that long. I think it's really my 9th year, but I was teaching at private schools before that.
Yeah.
And then retired, and then this job came up, so I came to Beverly High.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of the Waring School.
Yeah, I have heard of that
Okay,
school.
so I taught there for
there?
like 34 years.
Oh, wow.
As a music director there.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah, so.
What's your favorite part about music? Or what inspires you to teach music?
That's a great question. I think for me, it's just from being a kid, music was obviously a big thing for me. And I always played many instruments, and I guess I discovered that I had a good ear for it, and I could sing, and so anyway, like a lot of musicians, I probably didn't have a lot of desire to do anything else but just to do music because I was good at it.
Yeah.
So although actually when I went to college, I decided to be a physics major.
A physics major.
Well, that didn't last more than maybe 1 year, and then I switched to music.
Yeah.
So.
Did you play
Somehow I thought I was good at physics, but.
Did you play any instruments throughout college, or did you do band in high school and college?
I'm a cellist, so I never played in the band.
Oh yeah, so you did strings?
I did strings, but I also, in high school, I got into, do you know bluegrass music?
Yeah.
Banjos and mandolins and stuff. So I got into that, and so I played the mandolin, and I played the guitar, and fiddle.
Oh, wow.
Because I actually started on the violin, and then when I was after 2 or 3 years, I switched to the cello.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So you said you did physics for a year. What interested you to do that?
Probably like anything. I had a great physics teacher at school, and then because of that, I decided I was going to major in physics.
Yeah.
Only to discover when I got to college that high school physics is not college physics.
Yeah.
When they started getting into relativity, this is going half the speed of light, and this is going twice the speed of light, and doing all the math.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like it.
Yeah. Was there any cool science experiments that you did?
Gosh, good question. Well, I love the labs. Can I remember? You had to do a lot of figuring. If a ball rolled down a chute and shot, how far would it go, and what would be the path, and all that. I found that really interesting. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Somehow I could do that in high school.
Yeah. So you said you played the cello. What is your favorite song to play on the cello, or do you have a favorite song?
Well, there's a lot of pieces, but there's a lot of. Have you heard of Johann Sebastian Bach?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of cello music for solo cello.
Yeah.
And so every cellist goes through. They're called suites. They're a bunch of dances, and there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
And so to play those, and I still play them today when I practice. Probably my favorites.
Yeah.
But my favorite composer other than Bach is Beethoven.
Yeah.
So.
He's a good one, definitely. I'm trying to think any other questions.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Beethoven just has the has all the emotion that
Yeah.
I really like. I guess that's probably why I like music, because you can really just express,
Like how you
deep,
feel.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what that's what I love about here at school, because I think the kids that I get, they have this in them, but nobody's really pulled it out of them.
Yeah.
As far as playing their stringed instruments or whatever, and so
Yeah.
that's what I try to do.
Yeah. Are you involved at all in the strings department here, or with Mr. Costa in the band at all?
Well, the kids in music here either sing, they play in the band, trumpets and
Yeah.
flutes and stuff, and then they can be in strings, which are violins, violas, and cellos. And so that's my job. The three of us, we have three, and then Miss Mincello does the vocal, and then Mr. Costa does the band instruments, and I do the strings.
Yeah.
So, and some kids do both. Some kids like play in the band. I have 3 or 4 kids that play in the band, and they also play in strings.
Yeah. That's cool.
And some play baseball, like you.
Really?
Softball.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the seniors on my softball team, she does chorus and sings, and then does softball as well. So I think that's cool that you can do whatever. Like here, you can do multiple different things. What is your current job here? Do you just teach strings, or do you also teach anything else?
It's all music, but I also do guitar class and piano class.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
Of the non-strings, you mean?
No,
of
the two
probably
classes.
strings, because that's my,
That's your
that's what
passion.
I do. But I enjoy the guitar classes
Yeah.
a lot too. Mainly with kids. If their kids are there to learn, then it's lots of fun.
Yeah. Have you ever done orchestra or anything like that? Like the combination of the two, or gone to see Boston Symphony Orchestra or anything like that?
Yeah, I do a lot of what they call freelancing, which is you get hired to play in various orchestras.
Yeah.
So I've done that all my life.
That's
so, cool. But then at some point I got into conducting. So I really love doing that too.
Yeah.
That sort of I did a lot of cello, playing in cello and orchestra, and then I discovered conducting. So I like to do that a lot too.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
your favorite thing about conducting? Do you just like how everything comes together, or do you just like leading, or?
Yeah, good question. I think I like teaching a piece that people don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm the one that knows it because I'm the conductor, and then making it over weeks, getting good at it,
Yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah.
We just did a trip. The music department went to Philadelphia,
Yeah.
and so we've been preparing for months to go and play.
Yeah.
So there's an example of that. So the kids didn't know. So come around Christmas time, I introduced 3 pieces, and they didn't know them for anything, and
Yeah.
then we just performed them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
Did you enjoy the Philadelphia trip? What was your favorite part about that?
We were lucky. We went to the Philadelphia Museum of Art.
Yeah.
And all ran up the steps. You know the movie Rocky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we all
That's
ran
fun.
up the steps.
Really?
Oh yeah. So we did. Of course. How could you not do that? But we went in for several hours to the museum itself. It's fantastic stuff. I mean, just you could spend a week in there. So we had a great time there.
Yeah.
And then we went also to the Philadelphia Orchestra, which is kind of on par with the Boston Symphony, that good.
Yeah.
And so we saw a concert there. That was fun. We went to Valley Forge and learned all about that. It was packed. We did a lot. And on top of that, we went to David Buster's, which was
Of course.
oh my God.
One of my friends, she was like, which bracelet is $40 and which one's from Dave and Buster's? And I was like, I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of think I'm glad I'm not a kid now. So I don't, as a parent, I don't know if I'd ever take my kid to Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, that place is crazy.
How many zombies can you mow down in 60 seconds? You know, with one of these machine guns, like.
Yeah. Going back to the Panther Teacher of the Month, what, like, inspired you to be, like, a teacher? Or what?
Kids.
Yeah.
I love teaching kids. Always did. And I did not go to college to be like an educator.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I should really admit this, but I don't think I've ever taken an education course in my life. I wanted to be a professional solo cellist.
Mm-hmm.
And so both bachelor's and master's were in performance.
Yeah.
But I always liked teaching. So when you don't have certification, which I didn't getting out of school, I taught in a private school.
Yeah.
So that's where I went to the Waring School.
Yeah.
But it's just fun. It's fun working with kids. I really enjoy that. So
Yeah.
that's why I've done it all these years.
Yeah.
My first teaching gig was 1980.
Yeah. Back when all the best music was out, better than, this is a very controversial statement, but better than all the rap music that's out now.
Yeah? Yeah. My wife loves the music of the 80s.
Me too.
Like Sting.
Yeah.
She's a big Sting fan.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would want to be a teacher. Would there be any advice you would give as a teacher to a person who wants to be a teacher?
Well, I think you'd have to try, you know, like for me, my first teaching was sort of private lessons on the cello, and then somebody handed me a baton and I was conducting the orchestra. I didn't do a lot of classroom teaching.
Yeah.
You know, when you get an education degree, you spend your whole last year student teaching.
Yeah.
Where you go into let's say, you know, we have student teachers come here to Beverly High, and you know they learn how to do it, and whether they like it or not, kind of a thing. So anyway, I didn't start classroom teaching for a while, but that's kind of what I do now.
Yeah.
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 So.
Other than music, is there anything else that you like to do outside of that?
Absolutely. I love to travel.
Yeah.
Love to go all sorts of neat places. I do gardening too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I have a nice garden.
Yeah.
So that takes up at the end of the year, come June and stuff, I'm ready to sort of put my cello down and start to do gardening and things like that.
Yeah. Where's the coolest place that you've ever traveled to, and have you traveled outside of the U.S.?
Yeah. I go to Europe a lot, so I love the Alps.
That's cool.
So there's some beautiful places in Switzerland, like Grindelwald, and I'm not really a hardcore mountain climber, but I like to climb mountains, but not, you know, with an ice pick and going up, like up the Eiger, face of the Eiger.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some beautiful places all over that I've been. You've got to go to Paris sometime in your life.
I would love to go there.
Yeah.
I took French, and everything that we learned about the language and then about like the culture, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I actually spent a year in the south of France on sabbatical, trying to learn French when I was 40.
How'd that
my
go?
My 40-year-old brain didn't work. Like, I had 2 kids at the time that were like 3 and 5, and they were fluent in French in 3 months, and I was still trying to learn my conjugations. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that?
But I think you were going to ask me some of the favorite places that I went to. I think the actual my favorite place is this in Paris. There's a chapel. It must be 6 or 7 years old, called Sainte-Chapelle.
Yep.
And it has these glass windows.
That's cool, yeah.
That go up like 200 feet. They just tower up.
Like the
that.
stained glass ones?
Stained glass, blue, mostly blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. Sainte-Chapelle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anybody that goes to Paris, they have to go see this chapel.
Yeah.
So, and they have concerts. So you go to hear
That's
a concert,
cool.
hear something like Vivaldi or something.
Yeah.
While you're listening to the music and the sun is coming through those stained glass windows.
That's really cool.
Kind of cool.
When you were younger, did you ever play any sports during high school or college other than doing like music?
I played JV football.
That's fun.
But I wasn't all that big and heavy and strong, so I did a lot of bench time.
That's okay.
I was not first string.
Yeah.
And I tried out for the swim team too. But I wasn't a fabulous athlete.
That's okay. You sound like a fabulous musician, so makes up for it, you know?
Somehow I have a daughter that was very good in track. I loved watching her train and go through college.
Yeah.
She did pentathlon events, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Are you from around here? Or are you?
I'm a New Yorker, you can't tell.
New York. Love that. Are you a Yankees fan?
No.
No, Mets?
No, I hated the Yankees. No, I was a Mets fan.
Yeah.
Dodgers fan before that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the Dodgers were in Brooklyn, and then they moved to L.A.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Dodgers.
The Dodgers were not, they were a New York team.
Yeah.
So they went to L.A. So no, it's funny you should say that, because when I was growing up, the Yankees won everything.
Yeah.
It was like when Mickey Mantle was playing and all these people, and but I was not a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, so one of my best friends, he's a Mets fan too, and he's like, "Ugh, I hate the Yankees. I'm a Red Sox fan, so, automatically have to hate them." But yeah.
When I was growing up, the Mets started out. I mean, they weren't always around like the Yankees. So the Mets were it must have been in the 60s or something, the Mets came in. They were terrible.
Really?
They were terrible.
Yeah.
But, it was so bad that everybody, it's kind of like people like the Chicago Cubs, and then they never win.
Yeah.
They're
Or the Red Sox.
Yeah, the Red Sox
Yeah.
before 2004 or whatever it was. Yeah,
Or
same
recently,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, they're not doing very well, are they? Are they
They're doing
okay this season?
They're doing okay. It's okay. But yeah.
I was curious about you and your softball. Did you ever do hardball?
No, just so. What was I gonna say? I've never played baseball, but field hockey, and yeah, there's lots of games this season, so
Is your coach Sudak? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. Yeah. I have a story about Sudak. My daughter, Natasha, loved baseball, and we discovered that there was this team in Lynn. I don't even remember the team. It was a women's league that played hardball, and we went there because my daughter Natasha loved baseball. So we went there to the stadium there, and Sudak was on the team.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of neat. So years and years later, I come to Beverly High, and then Megan Sudak is the coach. And
yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she is, isn't she?
Yeah.
So, and she remembers my daughter because Natasha, my daughter, joined the team and actually played in Sudak's team.
Yeah.
You call her Sudak?
Yeah, Coach Sudak. Yeah.
No, Coach Sudak, because everybody just calls her. They don't just call her Sudak.
No. Because, I mean, usually just like the parents and stuff, but yeah, we just call her Coach, and yeah. But she's really great. She's taught us a lot this year and definitely been a big, she's very supportive of us all. And we have a really good record right now. We're 9-2.
Does she ever get mad at you?
Sometimes, not always though. Usually, not if we make like an error, but if we get down on ourselves, then she'll start to get frustrated. So, but we beat Peabody this year, which was really big for our team because they haven't won like a in-league game or conference game since like 2019 or something. And then me and my friend Athena were in the newspaper for that. In like one of the pictures, there's me jumping and Athena was yelling, and like we were all celebrating.
So what is your most common hit when you get a hit? Do you hit the long ball?
So
you ever hit a home run?
I've hit 2 this year. So awesome. So the first one was against my old school, Essex Tech. So I went to Essex Tech my freshman, sophomore year. And then this year when we played them there, I hit one out off the girl who was kind of mean to me, but it's okay. So it's good revenge. And then at Masco last Friday, I hit one out, but the umpire was like, no, it bounced. It was a ground rule double, but it went over the fence. But anyway, it's okay. We're trying to forgive him.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you do more, you say you're in the outfield catching fly, rather than, I thought I saw a picture of you in the Salem Evening News as you were catching.
So, well, there's 3 catchers. So we have Ella Campos and Kat Simonis. I think I said her last name right. Sorry if I didn't. But and then me. So we all like share time. So it could have been Ella because she catches a lot. But I was in there a couple times for just like hitting and stuff. I mostly play offensively. Mostly designated hitting right now, which I love hitting, so it's great, but yeah.
And is that maybe you'll go on to college playing sports like that, do you think?
I'm still debating right now because I want to, so James Madison, it's a D1 school, and I would probably play D3 if I played softball in college, but I might play like club or something there, or intramural something. So still trying to figure it out, but still trying to go through the recruiting process. So,
I'm sure you do wonderfully if you got a good bat, if you got a hitting average like you say you do. Wow, that's awesome.
No, check my stats. I do. I swear to God, I do have a good hitting average. But yeah.
You have a game today?
No, we have one on Wednesday against Danvers, and then we're playing Salem on Friday. And we beat Danvers already, and my friends are on that team. One of my close friends is on that team, so if we can beat them again, that'd be a good bragging rights thing.
So what's your record now? What's the team?
We have 9 wins and 2 losses, and we're at the top of the conference right now.
So what about the losses? How did that work out?
So we lost to Newburyport, which was an early morning game. It was a little bit rough, but it's all right. And then we lost to Concord Carlisle, but that was a close game, so it's okay. And then, yeah.
You ever get thrown out of a game?
Nope. If I did, I would not hear the end of it. So but I try to have the best attitude I can on the field and just stay composed. My dad yells in the outfield at the umpires.
Your dad is in the stands always?
Yeah.
What?
It's like we call it the dad squad. So they have, it's like all of our dads, and they all are right in center field, and they all yell all the time. They're yelling at us, they're yelling at the umps, they're yelling at everyone, and it's just funny because we always are like, can you
And that's not embarrassing to you? You like that?
No, we are always like, can you just like not do that? But it's okay. But yeah. But thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for letting me interview you. Appreciate it. That was a wrap up on episode 3 of BevCam's Panthers, and tune in next time for the next few Student of the Months.